I'm Heyyy Jalise, and currently I'm 24 weeks pregnant. I am well outside of my first trimester, but today I'm coming with a video about first trimester must-haves, products. I'm going to be documenting my pregnancy by trimester, as well as all types of things about the baby, setting up for the baby, and just motherhood once he's here. Oh yeah, I'm having a baby boy. And I'm going to be putting videos up about the whole experience. So if you like those types of videos, definitely make sure to subscribe. I also make videos about organization and lifestyle, so if that gets you happy, then hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to make sure to see all my videos when they pop up in the feed. Okay, so before I go into the products, I'm just gonna quickly tell you guys about some of the symptoms that I had when I was in the first trimester. It was so many things going on. So the things that I was dealing with were definitely nausea and vomiting on an everyday, a few hours a day basis, diarrhea, headaches, faintness, dizziness, fatigue, nosebleeds. What else? That was probably it. But it just felt like so much more. Like I was expecting, morning sickness, or, you get sick maybe like once a day, or here and there. It was just all day. Like it was absolutely debilitating for me. I missed a lot of work. I didn't want to do anything but sleep, and I did not feel good I didn't start feeling really good until about 12 and a half weeks. I would say that I didn't feel like myself again until I was 14 weeks, but at 12 weeks, I started to not be sick every single day. It was kind of like, every day, all day, I should say. It was kind of like a part of the day. Like I'll feel sick in the morning, but it would wear off. Prior to that, I was just sick all day, and I just was like sitting in my living room in the dark, watching TV or sleeping. So now that you guys know all of the symptoms, I'm gonna talk about the actual products. So the first product I'm gonna talk about is kind of something that I don't think a lot of people use, but I think would be a really good buy. So I used a humidifier. Now, I said that I had nosebleeds. Let me stop right here. If you don't like blood, I'm gonna put a timestamp for when I stop talking about this, because it's a little bit nasty. But yeah, if you don't mind blood, you can listen to the story. So I didn't have nosebleeds where you actually bleed out of your nose. I had nose bleeding in the back of my nose canal, whatever you want to call it, and it would pull and cause clotting in the back. So what was happening at first was that I would vomit, like my everyday routine. I used to do that for about 4 hours in the afternoon, and I started to see blood in the vomit, and I thought that, I Googled it up. Obviously, you Google everything when you're pregnant, and it said that it was normal to see some streaking because your esophagus gets really irritated from being sick on an everyday basis, like you can be if you're pregnant. So I didn't really think anything of it. And then one night I started to lay down, and I felt like a big lump in my throat, and spit out a blood clot, and it was probably this big. So I called my OB's office, and this was really early on for me. So I think I was maybe I was 7 weeks. I hadn't seen my doctor yet, but they thought that it would be a good idea for me to go to the ER, because they wanted to make sure that I didn't have a pulmonary embolism, which is like a blood clot in the lungs. And one of the symptoms of that is spitting up blood clots. So I went to the doctor, and they did a test. It's called a D-dimer blood test, and it tells them if there's clotting in the lungs, and thank God there wasn't. But they, used the flashlight to look up at my nose, and they saw that the capillaries were large, and my nose was cracked back there. So when I was laying down, there was blood pooling in the back. It was so random, but they told me, it's really normal to have nosebleeds during your first trimester and just in pregnancy in general, because your blood volume doubles, and the places where you have small capillaries like your nose get they get full. Those veins get full and they can bust easily. And another thing with me, like I said, I was having vomiting and diarrhea on an everyday basis. And I started to have a lot of problems with, like, not a lot of problems, I wouldn't say, but I started to have very dry skin, dry lips, from being sick all the time. So getting a humidifier was like the best thing that happened for me. I had my first trimester in the summer, and it was the first time I ever had like my hands get like dry and cracked in the summer, but it was because I was dehydrated. So I put the humidifier right by my bed, and the one that I got is by Air Care. It's either Home Care or Air Care. I'm going to be linking every product that I mentioned in the video down below, but it's not a wet, it doesn't release like a wet, what is that called, like a wet mist. It just, I don't know, the mist is probably really small because you can't put your hand over it and feel any water, but it definitely helped. I never got that type of blood clot in the back of the nose thing ever again. My lips got moisturized, my hands stopped cracking. Like, it seriously helped with my skin. And I'm gonna be using it in my son's room when he comes, so it's like a double use product for me. I would definitely recommend that for anyone that's pregnant, just to avoid even having the nosebleed issue. And I've also heard a lot of women talk about how dry their skin is during pregnancy, so that was a great one. The second product that I used was the Shea Moisture Sweet Almond Oil. When you're in your first trimester, your baby doesn't have the protection of the placenta yet. So all of the products that you put on your skin can go directly into your bloodstream and then transfer on over to your baby. So it's a good time to like reevaluate your skincare and what you're putting on top of your body. I was using a lot of skincare products that pose harm to babies, and they say it, right on the label, like products with salicylic acid, products with benzoyl peroxide, retinoids. Like, I used all of those. I had to nix them, and I also decided to get rid of my moisturizer because it was just like there were too many chemicals in it. But the sweet almond oil works so well. I'm someone that has combination skin, and it never made me really oily. It's very light, it absorbs into the skin really quickly, and it's also good for your lips and your nipples too. Your lips and your nipples are made out of the same type of skin, and your nipples, like when your breasts are going through changes, they can get really dry. So the sweet almond oil works well for both of those. Loved it. The next product that I used was the VitaFusion gummy vitamins. Now, I'm not a medical professional, so I can't tell you, everything about vitamins. But what I know was that my prenatal vitamins made me sick, and my OB told me, try to take them at night. They still made me sick. So I used a gummy vitamin, which was a little bit less harsh on the stomach, and I never got sick from it. One thing about gummy vitamins, though, that my doctor told me about was that they don't have iron. So if you do decide to take one, just make sure to alert your doctor so they can keep an eye on your iron levels. Mine were always, in the normal range before pregnancy, and when I first got pregnant, I've never had an issue with it. But like, if you're someone that maybe has like anemia, then you would want to really think about if it's a good product for you. Now, I want to shout out Bump Box because the next two products in this video are things that I found out about from their box. Once I told my mom I was pregnant, she sent me a Bump Box, and it was like the best gift ever. Obviously, because that time is just like so exciting, and because I was so sick all the time, it was really like a nice pick-me-up. So if you know anyone that has just told you that they're expecting and they're still in their first trimester, definitely send them a Bump Box. It so brightened my day, and it introduced me to a lot of products that I really loved. I loved everything in the box, but these two products helped me the most. So the first product, like I said, is the Loose Leaf Healthy Pregnancy Tea. So the Healthy Pregnancy Tea has a mix of herbs that help with nausea. They also like after giving birth, they also help with lactation. So I'm gonna continue to drink this tea. It tastes so good. It's like a soft mint. There's no like heavy flavoring, and it just helps. Like something that helped me in general was drinking plain hot water. Plain hot water and this healthy pregnancy tea really helped. The other product from the Bump Box was the, what is it called? Sparkling Mama Fizz Elixir. So the Sparkling Mama Fizz Elixir are these little packets. It's kind of like a Crystal Light single package that you put into water, and it has a mix of some products that even doctors recommend for nausea and vomiting, like magnesium and B6. And the flavor that I got was like a citrus ginger, but it was not strong at all. It's a very light taste. I couldn't really take any strong scents or tastes in those first 12 weeks. But the taste is like so light, and it's kind of like, it's not like soda fizzy, but it's kind of like flat soda, but still good. If I ate a meal that upset my stomach, then I would drink the Fizz Elixir right after, and my stomach would, you know, settle down and I could digest my food better. Another issue that I always had was discomfort when I was digesting food, and I definitely made my meals smaller. I could barely eat on a lot of days, but I made my meals smaller so that my digestion could go smoother and quicker, because when you're pregnant, your digestion does naturally slow down so that your body can draw out all of the nutrients that the baby needs to grow. So like if you eat something that bothers your stomach, it's just gonna take so long for your stomach to just like chill out. But the Fizz Elixir helped me so much. The last product that really helped was good old Tums, okay? The indigestion and gas, like I didn't have back end gas, but I was always belching, and I'm not used to that. I actually think burping is like gross, but I was belching all the time and it was so annoying. But Tums definitely helped me with that, and the chewable Tums were the best for me, because for some reason that chalkiness of the Tums, like it just made me so sick. Like I had to brush my tongue right after I took the Tums, but with the chewables it was just like you don't get that chalky tongue feeling, and I was able to deal better. So there are like so many more products that I could talk about, but those ones that I just listed were the ones that helped me the most, and like I feel like if I didn't have them, I would have been miserable. If you want to know any more or talk about anything else, definitely make sure to comment. I always talk to people in my comments and answer back. Follow me on Instagram, like I said, @AsiaJulice, and we can continue the conversation over there if you would like. Make sure to hit the bell button on this video so that you can be notified when I make more videos, and definitely like this video if you enjoyed this type of content, because it lets me know what to do, and it also helps my channel and helps other people find me. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for making me a part of your day.